In this country, we have a problem with a lot of religious groups that have a problem with people who are gay and getting married. And one of the biggest ones for a long time, besides the regular Christians and evangelicals, is the Muslim community. And now they are finally starting to turn around. 4 years after the fact, that it's looked like they are starting to support same-sex marriage. I'm not saying go out and become a Muslim tomorrow, because that is the farthest thing from my brain. But it's interesting. The fact is that Muslims in this country are starting to actually be a little bit more accepting about it. This new report just released shows that the opposition to the same-sex marriage that decreased across a broad swath of religious groups in the United States, which I kind of just mentioned, that for the first time, Muslims are a part of the significant shift towards equality. According to this report, findings from the Public Religion Research Institute's 2017 American Values Atlas, published this last Tuesday, shows that Muslims, by a margin of 51% to 34%, favor same-sex marriage, compared to just 4 years ago when the majority of 51% were opposed. What's interesting is that 58% of white evangelicals, Christians, and 53% of Mormons, an overwhelming majority of who are white, are opposed to allowing gay couples to marry. What I find interesting about all this, and there's a lot of other numbers here I'm not going to get into because it's really kind of boring, is the fact is if you don't like it, it's really fucking too tough, because it's a law and there's nothing you're going to do to change it to keep people who are gay from getting married. If anybody who's gay that wants to get married in this country, they can get married from shore to shore, and Hawaii and Alaska and everywhere else that's in the United States. Well, I applaud the Muslim community, for at least the American Muslim community, for finally coming around to this. It didn't matter if you liked it or not. It's a thing. Matt, your thoughts?
I would agree with you 100%, because even it doesn't matter whether they agree with it or not, or what other religious group agrees with that or not. It's a law. And unfortunately, our government's trying to change that. I mean, I feel the same way as you do, as far as, I applaud the Muslim community, or at least the American Muslim community, but either way, it doesn't make any difference because it's a law.
Yeah. Since taking office, Trump has embraced the white evangelicals with a series of weird-ass policies, including setting a ban on some transgender people serving in the military, which has been reversed twice now, because he tried to send out saying transgender people can't be in the military with a tweet, as if tweeting a thing makes policy, which none of his generals or anybody else in the government was even ready for. And the only reason why he did that is because some religious nut whispered in his ear to say, hey, get the transgender people out of the military and we'll give you a fake reason why. And here's our fake reason why. And all the reasons that they gave were all garbage, because they had to do another study, which cost the American people more money, to show that, hey, these people, the transgender community, don't take up using any more money than anybody else that is currently taking Viagra in the military. In fact, it's less than the people who take Viagra in the military. Connie, your thoughts?
What I'm finding interesting is that American Muslims is almost an entire flip. That's a huge shift. Is it because they feel like they're a minority themselves? But then I'm looking here, 32% Hispanic and 27% blacks, side with the 58% of white evangelicals and 53% Mormons. God, this is encouraging. I have to say that I think that if Islam's come to America, perhaps they come here for freedom more than, adhering with the strict tenets of the religion, I guess.
I think it's possible is that since Trump has gotten into office, and I refuse to call him president because I still don't believe he is the actual president. I mean,
Well, he's not my president.
He's not worth anybody being presidential.
No.
And
It's not mine either.
yeah. And the thing is, because I think that Trump has criticized Islam ever since he got into office. I mean, even though it's made a dramatic shift in 4 years, he's only been in office right around 2 years now.
It just feels like 4.
It just feels like, right, that's where I was going. It just feels like 4. It feels like 10 right now. Anyway.
Yeah, preach it.
Yeah, but anyway, I think that some of those people are just doing it because he is not supporting same-sex marriage, and they're like, well, he doesn't support us, even though he's supposed to speak for all Americans, and he is only speaking for people who are white evangelicals, and I'm not going to say KKK because KKK. I think that they are saying, you know what, since Trump is against us, you know what, let's just we'll go against anything that he likes.
A reactionary kind of a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if Trump doesn't like it, then you know what? that? We do.
I was
So,
thinking the same thing, Connie.
Exactly.
but this administration has been trying to turn back the clock on this. I don't care how many people they get into the Supreme Court. This is going to take some doing to overturn it. And this is not going to be something that's going to be done tomorrow. It's certainly not going to be in Trump's time anyway. So,
Probably not.
yeah.
Trump is very ugly as a woman.
He is.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. We're referring to the picture on the page here where they have Trump all dressed in drag. And I have to say, he is ugly.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree.
What would really be funny is if he was actually doing that. That would be funny.
Going back in time here a little bit, we did have, what was his name, Hoover? That was in I think he was in the like the FBI or CIA or something, and he always dressed in drag, but he did it for himself too. So, not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying,
Oh no, I'm just saying that like if President Trump lost a bet or something, and he had to do that, he had to go out in public dressed like that.
Oh, he wouldn't.
He makes Divine look feminine. I'm sorry. That's judgmental of Divine. I don't like to go there, but
I'm surprised at this big turnaround, but I think that's what it boils down to is like they think that Trump is against them, so they're going to be against anything that Trump is for.
the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes.
And that's a kind of an alliance that I feel really uneasy with,
Yeah, it is a kind of an uneasy alliance, but I mean, right now, I think that's the alliance we've got.